Okay. So who do you consider your competition?
This was a really interesting question that I got in every business plan competition and every investor. And the answer is twofold. One, in Fredericton, there's other local-ish whole food, natural food stores. And they will be seen as my competition. I see we all target slightly different niche markets, though. True Food Organics is downtown on Charlotte Street, and they're actually organic farmers, and we've used them as suppliers, and they're really good people. They're all about organics, and so while they feature especially their own grown organic goods and whatever they can find that is local, their store is organics from all over the world or Canada in all different grocery categories. And so if having an organically grown good is your priority, they're the stop to go. Aura Foods, which is a whole food and health food market just around the corner, is all about health. So Ralph, the co-owner of Aura Foods, has a repertoire of homeopathic and natural remedies that rivals anybody I've ever heard of or met. And that's his niche. Like if you have anything health concerned or you're more into the nutrition and properties that's going to help you get better or lead a healthy life, that is the place to go to. But he doesn't offer all local produce, although he does try to bring in when he can. And we bring in everything that's produced locally. And we give all of the education about how it's made, who made it, where it's made, what it's like. And then we make the customer can make a choice whether they want conventional, less expensive, or they want responsibly grown, or they want organics. That's a customer decision. But as long as it was made locally, we'll feature everything that's produced in an area. So that's the difference. It's all based on the customer's priority, and most of our customers go to all three. The other main competitor that most people would say is our suppliers, because our suppliers also involve themselves in farm gate sales, their own farm sales, farm market, fresh market, and some of them have their own websites they sell through. But all of them do it in a limited amount of time, so you only have Saturday mornings. We offer their products for sale through the rest of the week, so we're extending their market. And so they're all on our sides, and while they're selling to their own clients, they're also giving our information so that they can have that sale midweek if need be. The other thing is we're concentrating on the selling and the marketing of the local food. We don't grow anything. Growers have almost no time to devote to this type of thing. So we come up with coupons and advertisements and Twitters and Facebooks and photos, and I go to local food fairs, and I do talks for organic councils and scout groups and offices. I go to trade shows, or wellness fairs at different businesses. I call them trade shows. And I can spend the time just talking, like I'm talking to you now, whereas somebody who's producing the food and producing quality food is probably right now planting their crops and ordering seeds and, the 1,001 different things that involve themselves in their full-time jobs, which is producing the food. So we're trying to show that division means that I can extend their market and help them out without competing with them. None of our suppliers are growing at capacity. They all have extra space. They're growing for what they think they can sell, so they're not wasting. So every time I call them, it's like I sold out. They now know that they could have bought or grown more so that I could have sold it. So it'll be a multi-year process of growing everybody's capacity as we grow. But there's no limitations in sight as long as I do it on a seasonal cycle, growing in large steps each season.
Okay, that's pretty fascinating. So, you, even though your suppliers, maybe your competitors, you found a way to kind of
they're
work
also
together.
A real boost to our word of mouth marketing.
Okay.
Our supplier relationship is as important to us as our customer relationship, and that's really spurred our online and our word of mouth marketing. We don't do any conventional marketing aside from Facebook, Twitter, and my favorite is we've done CBC interviews, news articles, magazine articles, and I'm a firm believer in that that's the best advertising you can't buy.
Okay. Do you have any advice for somebody who's looking to start a business? Because you saw a market and you came out with the business plan and actually been fairly successful in it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a huge believer in finding out who knows more than you do and being open to being criticized. I ask people questions all the time. I never assume I know the right answer. And mentorship or even finding somebody, nobody's going to not want to talk to you. Ask somebody in the community who did something, how did they do it? I've gone to, I'm bringing old rules back. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm reinventing the way they did it 70, 80, 90 years ago. Like local food stores, which is your local convenience store, because they didn't bring in stuff from all over the world. So I've gone to the, 80, 90-year-old people who used to go to these places and used to do grocery delivery and said, do you remember how it was done then? Do you remember the problems they had then? Asking questions, getting help whenever you can. Just being okay with not knowing the answer. And the only other thing I would mention is that be ready to give up some control. Because especially as we're going to try to grow quickly, you can't be controlling everything. You can't be managing everything. It's all on the people you hire, and you want to be able to delegate important decisions and making tasks to somebody else. Otherwise, you're just not going to have any time. You have to be able to give up control as you grow. Or I've seen people who have a large company and they're like 35 hours a day trying to manage all the different products and decisions in the company, and it never leads to success.
All right, cool. Thanks, Levi.